Joiner Bill Bradley and his wife Sarah are a month into building 2 experimental glass and timber houses on their narrow site in South London. They've budgeted £450,000 for the build, most of which they've borrowed. But they're already slipping over their budget.
That's it, matey.
Meanwhile, Bill's approaching these houses as though he were building giant pieces of furniture. So what is this, Bill? I mean, what am I looking at?
You're looking at one of the houses, Kevin. This is a physical one-to-one template.
A map?
Of the ground floor. It's a map, yeah, that'll do.
But why?
Hey, I can check how things orientate, how it looks. We can then take it apart, physically go and put it back on top of our connection plates, on top of our foundations.
Yeah.
And I can check and make sure that everything hits where it hits. I can shimmy and shake this sort of thing around if I need to. Millimetre perfect.
Seriously? No, I hadn't got you down as somebody that kind of retentive.
Why is that, Kevin?
Bill and his boys normally produce high-quality joinery and bespoke furniture. They've never built entire houses before. To keep the schedule short, Bill plans to build both houses at once, because whilst his joinery team are on site, his business isn't bringing in any money. Not only that, he's also decided to raise the spec and revise the budget.
The original spec, we were doing pine floors, we had radiators, so now it's underfloor heating with nice hardwood floors. We've got these pretty groovy stairs that have sort of evolved through the architects. And every time anything's tweaked, it will put pounds on. So I know that I need to spend more money to achieve what I need to do.
It's not unreasonable that Bill wants to honour the quality of the architecture with a high-spec build, but the more he spends, the more he needs to raise from the house he sells. Back on site, the millimetre-perfect template is in place. So this is the template, is it?
Yeah, we're all laid out.
So Sarah, where are we standing? Which room?
This is the lounge, which actually looks huge.
It looks good, doesn't it?
It's not bad.
Yeah.
And you've got a courtyard there, haven't you?
Yep, courtyard in. See straight through to the dining room and the kitchen. It's kind of exciting now. So once we see it coming out of the ground, that'll be it.
So which house do you want to live in?
I always favour this one, and I always think of this house when I think of the houses. I think of this one. But then when I see that one and I see the drawings, and that's got a slightly bigger kitchen and, so I don't know. I have no idea.
So we're going to live in this one Monday to Friday, and that'll be our weekend.
Yeah, because you'll be able to afford to do that.
Oh, of course, things are going so well with the money, no problem at all.
Yeah. Talking of which.
I should have brought that up, shouldn't I? We've gone about 25% over what I originally thought, but we're still going up.
Wow, that's substantial. It's kind of worrying, isn't it? Because you've got to be able to sell one of these houses.
Exactly.
Which will help, I know, recoup the cost, but
That's the risk factor. Well, I know that these houses are going to look sensational, and they're going to be nice spaces to live in. So I'm hoping that's commensurate with the value that they're going to have at the end, because we're really not sure.
now that Bill's happy with his template, his team can begin to make the houses using the latest in timber technology. To give these homes their eco-credentials, they're being built entirely with engineered renewable timbers. These laminated beams are made from compressed strands of softwood. They're at least as strong as oak, virtually waterproof, and very easy to cut. And they are the ideal thing for the basic frame of the house, which sits on top of the screw piles.
We're in, buddy.
Normally, I'd next expect to see some walls going up, but unusually, Bill's decided to start on the windows. Kevin, the chief joiner, is making every one of the bespoke angled window frames for each room. So, is every window different?
Yeah, every single one.
Every one?
Every one, yeah.
How many windows are there?
The angled roof windows, about 28.
Is this the full set here? No.
Nowhere near it. Some of the details are right, some are wrong.
Whoa. So what, the architects give you one set of drawings, You then draw it up and say, no, this is wrong. You go back to the architect and say, look, should we do this? Should we? You have to go through them, presumably, for every alteration.
Yeah.
And then what? Bill has his input, does he, as well?
Yeah, well, because Bill's paying for it.
By making the window frames early in the build, Bill's hoping to get ahead of schedule.
We're trying to jump the gun with the glass and get the windows made so we can give it to the fabricators. The more time we can throw at that process, the more chance we've got of getting the glass in. So we'll make them now and we'll have the glass in on time.
Glass can have a very long lead time, so it makes sense to order it as early as possible. But none of the glass for these houses is straightforward, and there's an awful lot.
The angled roof windows are only one part of the glazing solution for these two houses. The other major component really is the glazed courtyards. It's glazed on 3 sides over 2 floors with roof lighting. It's a real challenge. It's got to be a structural skin, it's got to work thermally. And the third one, which is colour of the glass, it will have quite a big impact on the ambience of the space when it's complete. All this needs to be resolved before Bill can order the glass.
And the architects need to do all these calculations quickly, because Kevin's almost finished making the angled window frames, and the team is standing by to build the houses around them.
Once these are in, the stud work, to alter it once all the walls are up, it's just, you know, at the end of the day it's only stud work, but it has to be right, else the windows won't work at all. Bill will be coming down and we like a ton of bricks.